Most marketing books will tell you the definition of segmentation goes something like slicing the overall market into smaller, more identifiable groups. That's not a horrible definition, but in some ways, that's not really a definition at all. That's more what you need to do in terms of segmentation. I think a simpler and cleaner definition of segmentation would be identifying customers that you want and or further identifying with customers that you already have. The number of segments you identify equals the number of customers you want. It's fairly simple in that regard. So let's take this example. I'll keep this simple, and I know Mercedes-Benz these days has more sedans than they used to, but these remain the three most important in terms of four-door sedans that Mercedes offers. So they have the C-Class, E-Class, and S-Class. Again, all of these are four-door sedans, not to be confused with four-door coupes, which is technically a different category. So Mercedes offers three four-door sedans. Why? Because they see three different customers that they're interested in and they want to cater to. Before I go on, please don't make the mistake that these are segmented by price. Price is a strategic topic on its own and super important, but these cars are not segmented by price. That's a common mistake. For most consumer products, actually, price is simply a reflection of the overall product offering. Sure, if you want an S-Class but you can't afford one, well then you simply can't afford one, but that doesn't mean these cars are segmented by price. What Mercedes-Benz does is user or behavioral segmentation. If you like Mercedes and are looking for a four-door sedan, the C, E, and S-Class buyers are each looking for a car that fits their needs respectively. For example, if you can afford an S-Class, and if you don't know, by the way, an S-Class is a very large car, but let's say you're single, and maybe you don't need or want all that car. Maybe that's too much car for you. And maybe you'll opt for an E-Class, which is more premium and larger than a C-Class, yet at the same time a bit more reasonable in terms of size. The E-Class might be a bit more agile and may simply suit you better. Or maybe you're not single and have a young family. Maybe you can afford an S-Class and it would be more roomy, but your kids are still young and you feel the backseat would be kind of ruined with spilled juice, cookie crumbs, and all the other wonderful things that little kids do. Maybe if your kids were teenagers, or once they are teenagers, then you'll get an S-Class. But for now, an E-Class, although a little smaller, seems to make more sense. And you know what? Maybe you drive an SUV as your primary car and want a second car for yourself. And you can afford, again, any of the three, but you want a weekend car and you're not really looking for a convertible or a two-door little sports car or anything like that, but maybe you want a sports sedan and perhaps you'll opt for a C-Class. Maybe you'll even go for a C63 AMG. Again, please, of course, price plays an important role, and each of these cars have certain features that perhaps the other one doesn't. But ultimately, what goes into each product, in this case cars, is a reflection of the best, quote, package that Mercedes can think of in order to make each of these three four-door sedan customers as satisfied as they can. While, of course, looking at other strategic issues, such as competition, overall product assortment, internal positioning, and all that other good stuff. So send me your comments and questions, and each week you'll get a chance to win a copy of one of my books, your choice, either my book on presentation skills or business writing skills.